snowman number 1 is a cute snowman desk calendar. I'm going to use this existing calendar. I took the months and the numbers out for now, and then I'll be using 2 rectangle planks from the Dollar Tree. I do believe they come in a pack of 8, and I'm just going to sandwich that cup in between 2 of my rectangle planks. Now I did cut one of those planks off because that is the length that I want my snowman to be, but I left the other rectangle for now, and you'll see why in just a second. So I'm gonna mark off where I want to cut off that cup, that coffee cup on the existing calendar, and I did go back in and cut just a little bit smaller so you can't see it as much on the sides. I started off with some miter shears, but I found that heavy duty scissors worked much better, so that's what I ended up using to cut off the excess from this coffee cup. Now you may have a different style of a calendar. It could be, you know, a pumpkin or a pineapple or whatnot. So you just want to cut your excess off so it doesn't show in between the 2 rectangle planks. Now taking the plank that I cut, I'm going to be putting that right on top of that square piece on the calendar, and then the long rectangle will be in the back. So that piece that I cut off, I needed to cut just a tad bit more off because I'm going to be gluing that to the very bottom on the back of my calendar. See there how I'm measuring to make sure everything is nice and flush on the top. Off camera, I went ahead and taped off my little box of the calendar there, and I painted all my pieces front and back that I'll be using for this snowman. I also cut down a piece of craft stick for part of the hat the size that I wanted there, and then I just rounded it off so both ends were rounded like the craft sticks are. And then I painted it with black chalk paint. And then I just laid that craft stick down at an angle like you see on little snowmans. And I'm just gonna paint the rest of his hat with black chalk paint. Once all my pieces were dry, now I'm going to draw a little snowman. I am so proud of this face because if you don't know, I cannot draw. My family used to make fun of me all the time because artists run in my family. But I am more like my dad in this area where I like to make things with my hands. He is a carpenter. But the rest of my family can draw, paint, sketch. No, not this girl. They laughed at my stick people, okay? So I am very, very proud of this snowman. So I'm going to glue down his hat so I can make sure and get the placement of his eyeballs. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I'm just going to start drawing his face. And if I can do it, you can do it. For his carrot nose, I'm going to take a orange marker and just draw a little carrot nose. Isn't he cute? He came out so adorable. He just makes me smile when I look at him. I did try to fill him in with some orange paint just to give it some contrast and, just so it wasn't so flat, because carrots are not a flat color. So that's what I was trying to do here. I used chalk paint in the color Sky for his rosy little cheeks, and then I drew on some eyelashes, and then I took a white metallic marker for the little white in his eyes. And look at that face. I made some lines in his nose like you would see in a real carrot. And then I have this ribbon left over from a previous project. I'm just going to make him a bow tie here. I just glued two ends together just like so. And then I took some white twine and I just tied that together in the middle and just knotted it. I'm going to glue that down right underneath his mouth. Before I glue his bow tie down, I'm going to glue his face onto the calendar, as you can see me here doing here. And I left the calendar piece on the bottom. I left it blue on purpose. I love that color. So I'm just going to glue his back down just like so, and we'll move on to the next step. My board wasn't sitting flat, so I cut a piece of craft stick and I just glued that down just to make sure everything was nice and flush. And then I glued his little bow tie down. Isn't he cute? I felt like his hat needed a little something more, so I took another piece of that same ribbon and I'm going to glue that right on the rim of his hat, just like so. I should have done that before, that way I could hide the excess in the back, but that's okay. It works. And then if you would like snow on your snowman, just take some white paint and just dab it onto your hat, just making little lines, making it look like snow is kind of falling off of his hat. I also made some lines onto the rim of his hat as well. And oh my goodness, he's just coming along so good. Okay, you might be asking yourself, why did she leave a space there on his hat with the snow? Well, that's because I'm going to add some embellishments. So I have this floral from the Dollar Tree. It's just like a frosted willow, and I just took some pieces and I'm just going to glue those to his hat and just embellish him a bit. I picked off some berries from a scrap piece that I had, and I'm just going to add that right on top of that willow. For the months of the calendar, there was 3 pieces to change the months. I just glued those all down to the bottom of the little box, making sure December facing forward. Added the numbers. I just chose 25 to show you. And then I didn't like the sides at all. So I have this wood banding and I'm just going to cut some pieces to cover that up. And I was going to paint it white, but I left it. It worked and he is done. For snowman number 2, I'm going to be making a Woodsy Snowman. I have these wood stumps from the Dollar Tree. I'm not sure how many come in a pack. You get like a little net full of them. And then I have some wood slices also from the Dollar Tree. Those come 2 in a pack. I'm only going to be using one of these wood slices, so I'm going to set the other one aside for another day. Now, this is going to be the base for my Woodsy Snowman. And here I have some stumps. I'm not sure which 3 I want to make or use, so I'm just going to glue all these down together, just making a Woodsy Snowman. And for his hat, I'm going to take this piece of birchwood, also from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to cut me down just a little piece of that. And then for the rim of his hat, I am going to use one of these wood slices, and I'm just picking out the biggest one that I can find. And then you'll just want to glue those two pieces together, and he has a cute little hat. To make sure that my hat has a good seal, I sanded down to make a little flat spot. Now my hat is I wanted it a little bit to the side, but you can put your hat any way that you would like. If you want it centered or to the left side, I put mine to the right. Then with a paint marker or a regular marker, just paint his little face on here, and he just came out so adorable. And then I took a mini pine cone, and I'm just going to cut the very tip of it, and that's going to be for his cute little button nose. And then for the whites of his eyes, I just used a white metallic marker. I have this red elastic that I'll be using for his scarf and his bow. I've already made the bow, and I'm just going to add a piece there. I'm just going to tie it in a knot in the front and then add the bow on top of it, and he's almost done. The bottom of the snowman, the base just looked a little too bare, so I have these twig pieces also from the Dollar Tree, and I just started adding those to the bottom. You know, he is a Woodsy Snowman, so these are just branches that fell around him, and then he is finally done. For snowman number 3, I'm going to make a snowman sign. I have this picture frame stand from the Dollar Tree you see there. It has a clip on it, and you can use that to add a picture if you would like, but I'm going to be adding my snowman. So I have this Let It Snow snowman kit. I'm only going to be using the wood snowman, not the paints it came with. You'll want to cut off that hanger from his hat just like that, and then I just used an emery board to sand him down. Now here I am trying to figure out what colors I want to use, because I want to make sure I use light colors, because I'm going to use that frame in its original color, and it is brown. So I ended up using the color Crystal for his body. I used the color Dusk for his hat, and if you would like to make one of these, of course, choose your own colors and make it your own. I used the color Dusk to paint the Let It Snow words, and then that snowflake there, I painted that with the color Crystal. I painted his scarf with the color Sandstone, and now I'm going to make some little polka dots with the color Territorial Brown, and I'm just using a ball tip, but you can use the end of a paintbrush or anything that would make a, round polka dot. And then you'll just want to remove that clip, and I just used a scraper to just wedge it off. It just popped right off. And then just glue him down, and I've got to tell you, this snowman fit perfectly in that frame. It was a snug fit from edge to edge. And oh, you know how you find things to craft with and it's like meant to be. I added a star sticker to his hat. He just needed a little something. And here is the final reveal. Let me know which one is your favorite. I can't choose. Snowmen just make me smile. They make me so happy. So here is the stand. And then here is the Woodsy Snowman. He's just so adorable. And then here is my countdown calendar snowman. Thank you everyone for watching today. I sure appreciate you all. I hope I have inspired you. I hope I've given you some ideas to make some budget-friendly Christmas decorations. And in this video, of course, it's snowmen. All right, everyone. I'll talk to everyone in my next video. Bye for now.